Good evening. Welcome to another community awareness series of Jersey City Free Public Library. And this evening is a special event because the CAS is celebrating Juneteenth, and we have people here that's going to get into the heart of that and deal with the ceremony as well and the meaning of the June 18th. But prior to that, we're going to have some great music. And this is a fantastic musician, Abdul Book. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Drop the B. Book. And Abdul is from Senegal, Africa, and he brings that to the stage with him. And he has a great cast of band members. I think you're going to really enjoy the collaboration and the chemistry of this band. Abdul also has CDs available in the back. And anyway, he's also performed with a lot of heavyweights, and that is, as you could say, Randy Weston, Farrah Sanders, Nina Simone, Harry Belafonte, also the great Benin musician, and Angela Kiju, also Toots Thielman, Joe Zawinu, Buster Williams, Ron Carter, Kenny Barron, and the names go on and on. So with that, we're very privileged and happy and honored to have the one and only Abdul Mbak and his group, Waka. Hopefully I pronounced it correct, but Abdul is very good at explaining everything. Thank you very much. Let's welcome Abdul.
หัวเศษมันรวมบุรีเต็มสุมาเดเมมันสมัยรำดีเดาใครน่ะสักลิขวารันมวยที่ไม่นิดูกูจะเล่นโนยาเดโมจะเฟิกว่าหักสุขุนดิจัสมุกุมเด็กสังโกบ้านกระสุนเยนัสกันวิเลรุกจบเล่นตะเขาบุเกนโคเดโคเดทำอะไรฟีเดเดกูบุเล่นคาเดนนุบอไตดุนเล่นเดฟจารุโนเฮจารุโนคุรุวากาฟาร์โบเล่นุนุยดิกิโมยนุนุยเดฟโนเตนุนุเล่เดฟเดฟาลิโนเต
That was Jubilee how Get Up, Stand Up.
Get up and stand up. Get up.
Get Up, Stand Up is the title of the song. So we're going to check out another song entitled Ask Me, the People. Thank you so much. That was the people asking me. Now, we're going to be playing another song entitled Alal, the wealth. Whatever your wealth, you cannot have it in your tomb. So why don't we share and help each other? That's this song, Alal.
Are you ready to sing with me? Yeah? Do you want to sing with me? Yeah. Yes, say yes. Don't be shy. Say, Jegema. Jegema. Wow, wow, kaiti. Kai yo pio. Manilo koreju. Lulu ham josan. Tinda tundaram. Tumbe tumbaram. Tinda tundaram. Tumbe ya tumbaram. Tinda tumayande say mayande bare. Tinda tundaram. Tumbe ya tumbaram. Tinda tundaram. Tumbe ya tumbaram. Wow, wow, kaiti. Kai yo pio. Amaro bayo. Deko deko bumbigo. Let's sing again. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, yo, yo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yo, yo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. That was a little solo of percussion. Yeah. The griot thing. You know what is griot? Griot is a family of musicians and storytellers in West Africa. Only the griot could play music before and tell the people who they are. Everything about genealogy, the ancestors, way back, years way back. So we're going to be playing another song. It's a Senegalese classic called Lagia. Before that, I want to say this. Let's sing again. Let's sing again. Say this. Zumbeya, Zumbeya. Zumbeya, Zumbeya. Zumbeya, ya, 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 Zumbeya. You sound so great, I love you.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to end the show with this song called Diavante, which means back and forth. And I think back and forth reflects the musician's life. Yes, we are back and forth from the stage to stage, from country to country. And I think this is the one that really reflects the musician's life. So, Diavante. What's up, man?
so much. Yeah, on behalf of the musicians, I want to thank you for coming out to share this moment. She's a great band, and we need your support, always. Now I want to take my time to introduce the musicians. Starting on saxophone, Mr. Craig Evans. Craig Evans on saxophone. Thank you guys. On keyboards, Mr. Adam Clifford. Adam Clifford. On drums, Mr. Gregory Barrett. Gregory Barrett. On the bass, my man, grooving like God. Have you never heard about God grooving? He grooves exactly like him. Mr. Calvin Jones on bass. Mr. Calvin Jones. Now it's a commercial time to remind you that we have some CDs for sale just over here on the table. Yes, and it is not expensive. And I think you need to extend the show, the concert hall, to bring the CD with you. Check it out. Now I want to introduce the last musician, a countryman from Senegal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the choir player, and my name is Abdou Mbouk. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Once again, Abdul Muk, sharing all this great music with us here on we're here moving into summer, and the weather was beautiful today, and we're enjoying this great music, but indoors here. We have a little more to go, and with that, I also want to mention or give special mention to one of our senior citizens who made it here tonight, Mr. Charles Cook. Charles, so we're going to bring up a wonderful poet, has a lot to say, and but he's going to do it in a short time, and that we're always happy to have him here. Michael Goins. Michael Goins.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm going to drop a little history on you. The first piece is entitled, What Happened to the Revolution? You may recall or know nothing at all of the time when peace, power, and anti-war movements consumed the land. And when citizens weren't at ease with the government's policies, they made themselves heard through their actions as well as words. Do you remember back in the day when people stood up if they had something to say? Black and proud, saying it loud, all power to the people, hell no, we won't go, or end Jim Crow. There was Malcolm X, Huey Newton, Stokely Carmichael, Abby Hoffman, Angela Davis, Fred Hampton, oh, just to name a few who stood up to make the government see the people's point of view and not accepting things as they were, but willing to make change occur. And with red, black, and green being the colors of the day, there was the Panther Party that fed the hungry and kept the pigs at bay. They took a trip to a state capitol house. Oh, the bureaucrats were scurrying all about, trying to hide away. Ronnie Baby was so scared he liked to wet his pants as he ran away. Do you remember back in the day when people stood up if they had something to say? John Carlos and Tommy Smith expelled from Olympic Games because of a club and fist. And Ali had his title taken away when he said his name wasn't Clay, got no beef with the Vietnamese, and shown no respect for his religious beliefs. Yet, Ho Chi Minh was the enemy we couldn't defeat, but was willing to knock us down with fire hoses in the streets. And there was draft card and flag burning sit-ins. You didn't feel the need or want to fit in. March in Alabama? Whoa, they sick the dogs in. Civil unrest? Oh yeah, we do protest, and still the chickens come home to roost. And when the courthouses filled up with charges based on lies and deceit, it was the People's Power movement that took it to the streets. Let Angela go. Let Angela go. Whoa, 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 don't act like you didn't know that it was J. Edgar who was running the show. Now, if he was part of the plot to kill the Prince of Camelot, or if he was part of a plot to kill the king or not, it's Hoover that should have been guy. Well, some would say. And with society in complete disarray, young people were viciously brutalized for wanting to express themselves with a peace rally in a Chicago park that police turned into a riot after dark. And there was segregation, integration, civil rights, the inner cities aflame with the politicians in denial, and they knew that BS wasn't right. They sent out the U.S. stormtroopers to roam about the land. They were shooting down college students who protested against the war in Vietnam. Oh, then we had Agnew's tax fraud and Nixon's Watergate, both forced to resign in disgrace. And there were law enforcement agencies that implemented these SS Gestapo-like tactics to terrorize, and to no surprise, the Hampton murder they tried to conceal, the court's mistreatment of Bobby Seale, and the massacre at Attica that just didn't seem real. And just when you thought you'd seen the worst, there was a media deception covering up the truth about Patty Hearst. Do you remember? Back in the day, people stood up if they had something to say. Back in the day. What happened to the revolution? Ununited was written in memory of Katrina. Seems today that there are far too many people who are so involved in self, they think of nothing else. Well, except for what some Hollywood hype is up to, or who's doing who. See, somewhere along the line, they took a pause from the cause, put a sudden stop to the boycotts, jumped on the expressway to hip-hop. I guess they forgot. Just because a brother sits in the driver's seat doesn't mean that racial injustice has ceased. But they're so afraid of losing the job that pays just above the minimum wage. We've all become the new in-debt slaves here in America. America, the stolen land. Sad to say that, united we didn't stand. Right. Disaster in the Gulf states and the Bush administration was on sit and wait while citizens suffer because, well, they didn't have the paperwork in place. But oh, here's a slap in the face. They sent the sister out to announce, it has nothing to do with race. Hey, Condoleezza, just shut up and go back to being Junior's Motisa White House Negro. And you ask, when did he become aware, or did Junior even care? Because his no to slow reaction said, not here in America, America the stolen land. Sad to say that, united we didn't stand. Tell me, have we gone from political activism activists to mindless passiveness, afraid to stir the pot, content to complain, but not willing to step up, get into the game. But on Junior's watch, we seen him plot a fraudulent war. He lost the Twin Towers, had the stock market on the verge of collapse at any given hour, and when citizens were in their greatest hour of need, they're called refugees and portrayed as looters for trying to fulfill their basic survival needs. And while they were stuck inside the dome, land developers plotted to steal their homes. The government was busy phone tapping, FEMA caught napping, and Bush on vacation while the people of the Gulf states were dying from Katrina's devastation. And yes, this all happened here in America. America, the stolen land. Sad to say that, united, we didn't stand. This is entitled, Don't Call Me That. Now, several years back, the NAACP held a funeral. Unfortunately, the deceased turned out to be an undead zombie. But I'm not your N-I-G-G-E-R. Not yours, his, hers, or anybody else. So young brothers, slow down, check yourself. Now, I know you don't want to hear that because you say it's old school and today you have new rules. Well, okay, so you go out and hustle every day, but you can't get it right, so it's 3 strikes and now you have to serve in life. New rules made just for you. But hey, I understand how the introduction of drugs has turned righteous brothers into thugs. The babies that made babies, but didn't raise them. And it all began with the generation past that didn't school the next, which has helped create this new millennials born of the uninformed Generation X who has regressed into a mind-blowing state of ignorance with no knowledge of self or respect for anything or anyone else. Hey, you say you're hungry. But do you ask your neighbor for a meal? No. You rather break into their home, vandalize and steal, or shoot one another on corners over petty-ass drug deals. Oh, you're an embarrassment and should be ashamed of what you are. But rest assured, I am not your N-I-G-G-E-R. Not yours, his, hers, or anybody else. So don't call me that. And people say that crime is black on black. But oh no. I don't think so. See, black and proud is a dignified way of life, a state of mind that defines who we are. And we only hope that you're not really an N-I-G-G-E-R. You know that shiftless, lazy, good-for-nothing derelict who lacks any real intellect and don't care who, what, when, or where, but let some other spit it back and whoa, you get all bent out of shape. Well, hey, it's too late. See, they're laughing in and out of your face and they say, what? Oh, now you want to play the card, race. Hey, young sisters, what has happened to you? Have you forgotten that it's black and naturally beautiful and not being played out by these blonde-haired celebrities selling delusions of grandeur? See, that is not being yourself. That's a pseudo-portrayal of somebody else. Hey, want a new look? Try a makeover called Respect for Yourself. But no, you can't get with that. You rather shake and bounce to some rap that calls you a hoe. To make matters worse, you spend your money to see this show. Ladies, it's supposed to be Queen Bee, not some blue-eyed contact wearing wannabe. But hey, you can fool yourself by denying who you really are, but I'm not your N-I-G-G-E-R. I'm gonna ask 2 here. I can't breathe. Hands up. It's hunting season. And black people, we're the prey. After all, this is America the Beautiful, acquired through genocide, milked on slavery, and thrives on hate, greed, and deceit. Now, there is a justice system that's blind, but only to the truth. See, they use a balancing scale, and those who have money, they don't go to jail. But this war on us, you know, the one they call drugs, notice, they never seem to apprehend the real thugs who import this mess. But the young and poor, oh yeah, you're always subject to arrest. And with a silent code of blue, some feel free to harass or kill you. Oh, we seek justice, but there won't be a real trial because some way, somehow, they always get to step off wearing a smile. Hey, ask yourself what's true. Or has Big Brother used intimidation, criminalization, or assassination of any black individual or organization that would stand up and oppose the status quo? Oh, then use the media to spin it, tell you whatever it is that they want you to know. And it's been said that they went as far as to pull off the coup de grace. So what did the media say? It was that eyeball fellow who killed JFK. Some say it was a lie. They still stand by. Thick-ass thieves. Hey, do you remember former Vice President Agnew? Yes, no, maybe? Oh, well, see, he was indicted for fraud of income tax revenue, but he got a pardon from his boy, Tricky Dick. See, Richard didn't want him to snitch about any of his little dirty tricks. Oh, then came that actor who played the role of Commander-in-Chief. Hey, don't get it twisted. There are those who say the man was a creep. See, voodoo Reaganomics took from the working class poor so that the upper 2% could satisfy their need for greed. Yet, our nation that's indivisible took the liberty to deprive the rest of us. And this was from the government elected by who? Oh, rest assured, they didn't represent you. This is America the Beautiful, acquired through genocide, built on slavery, and thrives on hate, greed, and deceit. One last piece here. This is that time, it's election time's going on, and get involved, get your friends and family involved, because every vote really, really counts. Okay, but this is a message to the Republican Party. I see you not seeing me. And I hear all the hypocrisy coming from the GOP, not to mention the Tea Party, hosting Klan-proud rallies, shouting their coded word rhetoric, waving the flag of hatred and bigotry. Yeah, I see you not seeing me. Using the public schools as a political platform, calling for reform through testing, designed to eliminate tenured teachers and urban schools, requiring the students to pledge allegiance to the nation where zip codes determine the quality of education. I see you not seeing me. Congressional dysfunction at its best, conspiring to undermine the president whose dark complexion they won't respect, and when they can't have it their way, sorry, we're shutting down the government today. Hey, I see you not seeing me. Politicians, bought and paid for by the Koch brothers and a few others who want to dictate policy at the expense of people who have less, but they can care less, catering to the CEOs of companies too big to fail, wealthy criminals avoiding jail. I see you not seeing me. Vindictive hypocrites that need to be dealt with, starting with the bully of Bridgegate. But oh wait, there's a list too long to go through, filled with politicians who would deny you the right to vote. And how dare you want affordable health care? Oh yeah, I see you not seeing me. The police, protecting and serving their own political interests, a power structure designed to oppress, backed by prosecutors who won't prosecute the police when they murder and maim, and if you peacefully demonstrate to complain, you're greeted with militarized threats of violence from those boys in blue. So ask them, who's protecting me from you? Oh, I see you not seeing me. Are you listening? I see you. Thank you.
Thank you for hanging in there with us this evening. As you all know, aside from the entertainment tonight, we're really here in commemoration of Juneteenth. So we're going to kind of share this and together. I have Sister Zula Tifa, and she's going to, with her grandson, perform tonight 2 dances that are very tied with the enslaved and then also the freedom. Just demonstration, we're not dancing tonight. And also I'll read a little background. How many here are familiar with Juneteenth? You know? So I'm going to just give a little background to the commemoration, and we're in a building process. Eventually, it will turn over, and like Kwanzaa, when we started Kwanzaa, it was a very small participation, but as more people became familiar with it and understood, it grew, and so will Juneteenth. So a little background, Sister Zul will demonstrate and share a few words, and then that will conclude our program for this evening. Again, but thank you for, coming out and participating this evening. A history. Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. Dating back to 1865, it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by a Major General Gordon Granger, landed in Galveston, Texas, the origin of the celebration, with the news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were now free. Note that this was 2.5 years after President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which had become official January 1st, 1863. The emancipation had little impact on the Texans due to the minimal number of forces there to push forth the executive order. However, with the surrender of General Lee in 1865 and the arrival of these Union regiment, they were finally strong enough to influence and overcome the resistance to freedom. Juneteenth, or Jubilee, whichever you would like to call it. Later, attempts to explain these 2.5-year delay in the receipt of this important news had yielded several versions that had been handed down through the years. Often told is the story of the messenger who was murdered on his way to Texas with the news of freedom. Another is the news with the news that it was deliberately withheld by the enslavers to maintain the labor force on the plantations. And still another is the fact that the federal troops actually waited for the slave owners to reap the benefits of one last cotton harvest before going to Texas to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation. All of which, or neither of these versions, could be true. Certainly, for some, President Lincoln's authority over the rebellious states was in question. For whatever the reason, conditions in Texas remained status quo, way beyond the statutory. Now, it says, one of the General Granger's first orders of business was to read to the people of Texas General Order Number 3, which began with most significantly with, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all enslaved Africans are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former master and the enslaved African, and the connection heretofore existing between them that becomes the employer and the free laborer. Now, the reaction to this profound news ranged from pure shock to immediate jubilation. While many lingered to learn of this new employer-employee relationship, many left before the offer was completely off the lips of the former masters, attesting to the varying conditions of the plantations and the revelation of freedom. Even with nowhere to go, many felt that leaving the plantation would be their first grasp of real freedom. North was a logical destination, and for many it represented true freedom, while the desire to reach family members in neighboring states drove many to Louisiana, Arkansas, and Oklahoma, where the celebration is also very popular. Now, settling into these new areas as free men and women brought on new realities and the condition of the establishing upon, up until that point in time, non-existence for black people. So up until that time, we really had no rights that anybody had to respect in America. Recounting the memories of this great day in June of 1865 and its festivities would serve as motivation as well as release from the growing pressures encountered in their new territories. The celebration of Juneteenth was coined and grew with more participation from descendants. The Juneteenth celebration was a time for reassuring each other, for praying, and for gathering remaining family members. Juneteenth continues to be highly revered in places like Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas, with many former slaves and descendants making an annual pilgrimage back to Galveston and other areas on this date. So again, we here in Jersey, as we'll do a little candle lighting ceremony, spread the news, and I want you to remember that Juneteenth is something that, as surviving members of our Holocaust, the Middle Passage and slavery, that we should never forget, and we should carry forth to as many people as possible. So next year when we come together, there's a lot more people sitting and participating in Juneteenth. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna do a small rendition. There's a dance called Wolosu Don Jondon, and it's the dance done from the enslavement to here, which was the semi-freedoms. We're still not free, but the slow, methodic movements of the beginning is that thing that represents us in the chains, and the heavy feet where you can't really step off because you're attached to somebody else. Okay, and so that movement is slow, and it deals with being controlled. Then there's the middle one where you have a little freedom. That's on the plantation. You can move around without the chains, but you're still limited. Okay? And then there's the freedom, meaning you have arms and legs and you can move around, and that's where your Charleston and your Lindy, you call it Lindy Hop, black people call it Jitterbug, and Mr. Man who went over the Atlantic Ocean. But the dance is called Wolosu Don Jondon, and is done in an ancestral way. So start the slow one, please. I wanted to get into as far as the music. And it really needs to be a talk thing, an analysis thing. But everyone in here has a frequency. And everyone in here has an aura. And everyone in here has predictable vibrations. So there's a song and a dance called Ya Mama, okay? And it's a very nice funky rhythm, but everybody in here has a movement. So if you care to, just even in your seat, stand up, I just want to see what the rhythm makes you do. Because I'm into individual freedoms, but I'm also into frequencies. And frequencies are gauged by decibels. And so some of the frequencies that harass our body, they're not medicine. And those that we study, you can create medicine healing, or you can cause destruction. So with the understanding how music heals, I just want to know who's not inhibited. Okay, and that's why I asked you to sign the book. Write something nice in the book so that I'll be able to use it and make a uniform and a unified poem dealing with frequencies, okay, the things that we hear and how it affects us. Okay, that one thing, that alarm on ambulance, that's serious destruction. It's white light, it penetrates the retina, it destroys cells within the body. There's other things, but we'll get to that at another time. Okay, we're gonna play this. It's funky. If you feel like standing up in your place, please do. We're coming from the west coast of Africa, Senegal, and we go each and every year. And he was playing that tom-tom. Okay, one of the master drummers of Senegal. We collaborate a lot, dealing with opening portals with the Saba, Dudan Rose, who passed last year while I was there. But we could always get together. Even though there was a language disparity, we knew what we were talking about with each other. So music has color, and music can open portals. We don't need a spaceship to go nowhere. We just need to know the flavor and the color of the music. Okay. And they're coming. Now, They're toddlers, a little more. They're standing, trying to walk. They're standing and trying to talk. Terrible twos. Okay, now we got the young toddler, 4, 5 years, 6 years, moving a little faster. Okay. Now we got the preteen. Can't tell them nothing. Preteens. Fast. And they got another little rhythm. They got a double rhythm because they choose to hear what they want to hear. Selective hearing. Teenagers get faster. Young adults. another day. And we have to remember, that single sound is what you hear first. Remember it. Repeat it. It's also a freedom sound. You go back so you can come back.